In the realm of alchemy, the principle of personal transformation is pivotal, serving as the cornerstone upon which the alchemist's journey to transmutation rests. This is not merely a practice of changing base metals into gold, but a metaphorical process reflecting a deeper inner change. As the alchemist seeks higher understanding through their work, they are also fueled by an ambition to become better individuals. Historically, many alchemists were deeply religious and saw their endeavors as not just a quest for scientific or mystical enlightenment, but as a spiritual calling that dedicated their efforts towards social improvement and personal growth. The transformative aspect of alchemy isn't merely an intellectual exercise. It is a profound, holistic experience that encompasses mind, body, and spirit. In embarking on this journey, the alchemist engages in a process of inner purification. This purification goes beyond the mere physical realm, extending into the emotional and mental dimensions of the self. Just as the alchemist seeks to remove impurities from metals to reveal their pure essence, the journey requires the individual to shed their own emotional and mental impurities. This process of shedding is deeply resonant with many spiritual traditions and philosophies, not just alchemy, echoing the universal idea of cleansing the soul. One of the core tenets in alchemy is the principle, as above, so below, which encapsulates the idea that the transformations taking place in the material world are mirrored within the inner world of the alchemist. The personal transformation that an alchemist undergoes is not only a crucial element in achieving transmutation in their alchemical work, but is also a reflection of broader cosmic processes. This ancient principle solidifies the idea that alchemy is a reflection of both the macrocosm of the universe and the microcosm of individual experience. Therefore, the act of personal transformation is aligned with natural and cosmic laws, bridging the inner and outer worlds. Through the lens of alchemy, personal transformation is seen as the essential first step toward any meaningful change, whether that be in one's life or in the world at large. The commitment to self-improvement creates a fertile ground for alchemic work, serving as both the catalyst and the outcome of the alchemical processes. The elixir of life, often symbolized by the philosopher's stone, becomes the transformative agent through which personal change occurs, leading the alchemist toward a more refined and elevated state of being. In conclusion, personal transformation in alchemy serves a dual purpose. It is both the means and the end, a continuous loop where each transformative step leads to higher levels of understanding and personal growth. The alchemist, through inner purification and commitment to self-betterment, sets forth on a journey of enlightenment that is mirrored in their alchemical practices, ultimately aiming for a harmonious alignment with both the self and the universe. In the esoteric field of alchemy, the pursuit of transformation extends far beyond the physical transformation of substances. One of the most compelling aspects of this ancient practice is the concept of inner purification, a journey that seeks to cleanse the emotional, mental, and spiritual dimensions of the self. This purification process serves as the foundational step in the larger alchemical endeavor, resonating deeply with the idea of removing impurities to reveal the essential nature of a substance, or in this case, the essence of the individual. The practice of inner purification in alchemy is guided by the principle of as above, so below, which suggests that the processes occurring in the external, material world mirror those within the inner realm of the individual. Just as metals undergo rigorous procedures to remove impurities, individuals engage in inner purification to shed their limitations, negative emotions, and self-imposed restrictions. The goal here is not just a cleaner emotional state, but also greater clarity and heightened awareness. In ridding oneself of mental clutter and emotional burdens, one creates room for new insights and a clearer perspective on life's challenges. In practical terms, the journey towards inner purification often involves meditation, introspection, and even physical practices that aim to align the body and mind. Just like refining raw materials in an alchemical process, inner purification entails sifting through one's emotional and mental landscape to remove the dross, or the elements that inhibit spiritual growth. This is similar to how a scientist seeks out pristine materials for experiments, signaling the rigorous discipline and scrutiny that must be applied to the inner self. Inner purification is also a process of balance, requiring that one delve deeply into the emotional and mental dimensions of the self to bring them into harmony. This aligns with the broader alchemical principle that transformation, whether physical or spiritual, is about achieving equilibrium. The concept is reflected in various spiritual traditions across the ages, reinforcing the universal appeal and applicability of inner purification as a means of self-improvement and as a pathway to deeper spiritual experiences. Moreover, the process of inner purification is not isolated, but tightly integrated with the alchemist's broader quest for transformation and enlightenment. This purification extends beyond mere preparation. It is integral to the transformative process itself. Alchemists believe that as they purify themselves emotionally and mentally, they become better vessels for understanding and channeling the universal truths that they seek. It prepares them for the transmutation not just of metals but of their own being, bringing them closer to the state of enlightenment or unity with the cosmos. In essence, the alchemical process and the quest for inner purification are deeply intertwined, reflecting the duality of the microcosm and macrocosm. Both aim for the removal of impurities, whether it's in a base metal or within the self, to reveal a more refined and enlightened state of being. Through this symbiotic relationship, the alchemical process serves as both a metaphor and a practice for internal transformation, guiding the individual toward greater wisdom, clarity, and unity with the natural world. In the mystical tradition of alchemy, the laboratory is more than a physical space filled with crucibles, alembics, and mysterious substances. It is a powerful metaphor for the internal world of the alchemist, symbolizing the transformative processes that take place within the individual. In this perspective, the alchemical laboratory exists not just externally, but also internally, where it serves as a realm for personal and spiritual transformation. The concept of the alchemical laboratory within highlights the intricate relationship between the inner and outer worlds, guided by the ancient principle of as above, so below. This principle asserts that the macrocosm of the universe is reflected in the microcosm of the individual, and vice versa. Accordingly, the practices and transformations that occur within the physical laboratory mirror the internal processes of purification, transformation, and enlightenment. Just as alchemists meticulously choose and purify their raw materials for their physical experiments, they recognize the necessity of inner purification. It's an acknowledgement that the self needs to be cleansed of impurities, such as negative emotions, limiting beliefs, and moral failings, before one can embark on the path to higher understanding. The work done in the external laboratory becomes a parallel activity to the internal work, resonating as a continuous dialogue between the two realms. In the alchemical worldview, everything is interconnected. Therefore, the physical substances manipulated in the laboratory are seen as external representations of inner psychological and spiritual elements. For example, the purification of a metal in a crucible could symbolize the burning away of ego, while the union of two substances might represent the harmonization of opposing forces within the self, such as masculine and feminine energies. The alchemists' detailed attention to their materials and procedures symbolizes their commitment to inner growth and purity. One intriguing facet of the alchemical laboratory within is the notion of digestion as a form of transmutation. This idea symbolically ties the process of alchemy to the physiological digestion and assimilation of nutrients within the human body. In both scenarios, substances undergo transformative processes to serve specific purposes. Just like the body converts food into energy and building blocks for cells, the inner alchemical processes convert raw emotional and psychological materials into refined states of consciousness and spiritual insights. The internal world of the alchemist is also likened to a dynamic magnetic or auric field, a sphere that contains emotions, thoughts, and bodily functions. This field is influenced by attitudes and emotions, emphasizing the direct impact of internal states on one's external reality. By consciously maintaining this internal laboratory, the alchemist aims to cultivate control over mental, emotional, and physical states to achieve harmony and balance both within and without. In summary, the concept of the alchemical laboratory within encapsulates the interconnectedness of the internal and external realms. It serves as a metaphorical space where inner purification and transformation occur, reflecting and influencing the work done in the physical world. Through this mutual relationship, the alchemist navigates the path toward greater understanding and unity with the cosmos, reinforcing the idea that the pursuit of alchemy is ultimately a journey of inner transformation. In the esoteric world of alchemy, the evolution of attitudes and emotions is not a mere byproduct, but a vital component of the transformative journey. This process is akin to refining raw materials, where the alchemist seeks to harness and transmute emotional and mental energies to achieve higher states of being. By working on these intangible aspects, the alchemist aims to achieve a state of inner harmony and spiritual growth. Emotions and attitudes in the alchemical context are often compared to raw materials awaiting refinement. Much like metals or substances that can either enrich or contaminate a physical experiment, emotions and attitudes hold potential for both constructive and destructive outcomes. The mastery of these energies is considered one of the most significant achievements in the alchemical journey, as it leads to inner harmony and advances spiritual growth. The improper use of emotional energy, according to alchemists, can have detrimental effects that mirror psychological transgressions. It may result in inner discord, stagnation, and an inability to tap into one's full potential. To circumvent this, alchemists advocate for a relaxation of intense emotional grip, allowing individuals to channel these energies into more constructive avenues. The aim here is to evolve emotional attitudes so they align with the goals of inner transformation, emotional balance, and personal growth. The role of attitudes and emotions in the alchemical journey extends to the three basic levels of human personality: the emotional, mental, and physical realms. When these dimensions are in harmony, they create a state of equilibrium that is conducive to personal and spiritual growth. Alchemists thus recognize the importance of aligning these levels, believing that internal harmony reflects outwardly, affecting one's external circumstances and interactions. Moreover, the concept of emotional and attitudinal evolution in alchemy resonates with the notion of overcoming confusion, which is seen as a hindrance to personal and spiritual growth. Confusion can dissipate energies and lead to a state of ignorance or inertia, detracting from the pursuit of higher understanding. Alchemists stress the importance of transcending confusion by finding inner peace and clarity, a practice that aligns with the broader principles of meditation and self-reflection. The evolution of attitudes and emotions is also an integral part of what can be described as the alchemist's pursuit for a balanced life. The ultimate aim is not just to manage, but to transmute these energies so they contribute to a higher state of being. In this regard, the alchemical journey serves as a symbolic experiment where raw emotional and mental materials are processed and purified. As the alchemist navigates through this complex interplay of emotions and attitudes, the transformative process becomes a mirror reflecting the ongoing development of human consciousness. The journey, marked by the transmutation of discordant energies into harmonious forces, evolves as a symbol of the individual's quest for emotional balance and spiritual growth. In essence, the evolution of attitudes and emotions is central to the alchemical journey, serving both as a means and an end to achieving a higher state of existence. Through this intricate process of refining emotional and mental energies, the alchemist takes significant strides in the path towards self-realization and unity with the cosmos. In the tapestry of alchemical thought, cultivating the power of the soul is often seen as the pinnacle of wisdom and the ultimate objective. It's not just about personal transformation or mental and emotional refinement. It extends to the very core of spiritual growth and the understanding of one's place in the broader universe. The cultivation of the soul, thus, is not an isolated endeavor, but inherently tied to a universal plan that encompasses both individual and collective good. The journey toward honing the power of the soul often involves a deep dive into mystical experiences and a nuanced understanding of psychic entities. The objective is to gain insights into hidden dimensions of reality, bridging the seen and the unseen. Concepts such as sublimation in alchemy, where base metals are converted into noble ones, serve as metaphors for this grand journey. The individual is expected to grow spiritually, shedding limitations and embracing newfound wisdom, much like base metals being purified and transformed. A significant aspect of this soul cultivation is the awareness of a universal plan or cosmic design. As one progresses in the alchemical endeavor, a more profound connection is established with this greater scheme of things. Here, the focus shifts from personal gains or selfish pursuits to an understanding that individual growth contributes to the collective well-being. In this sense, alchemy reveals itself as a discipline that is simultaneously self-focused and universally oriented. It suggests that by enriching our understanding of ourselves, we contribute, even if subtly, to the larger, universal dynamics at play. This idea extends to the concept of eternal transformation, a dance of change that includes both individuals and the cosmos. The process of inner cultivation, therefore, is seen not as an endpoint, but as a continuous journey. As individuals delve deeper into the realms of their soul, they develop a richer understanding of not only themselves, but also the world around them and the intricate interplay of forces that govern existence. The cultivation of the soul's power has a ripple effect that transcends the individual to influence the collective conscience. When an individual soul is nurtured and empowered, it serves as a single yet critical note in the cosmic symphony, influencing and being influenced by the collective energies around it. In this way, the personal journey contributes to the unfolding of the universal plan, a roadmap that is ever-evolving and yet perennially grounded in principles of growth, transformation, and unity. In closing, the cultivation of the soul's power stands as the ultimate quest in the alchemical journey. It reflects an evolution that goes beyond mere personal transformation to touch upon universal truths and collective good. Through this process, one is better equipped to understand the complex interrelations of life, transcending limitations and contributing positively to the grand tapestry of existence. Therefore, in alchemy, cultivating the power of the soul is not just the final goal, but the essential process through which we understand our role in the magnificent, ongoing dance of universal transformation.